we're going to be making circuits by actually connecting wires together to make a permanent connection between the wires. So I'm going to show you the process of taking two wires, and we have two wires. We're going to clip the ends off, make them nice and straight, and I'm going to again use my wire stripper. I'm going to look for I know this is 26 gauge. I'm going to look for the 26 gauge number here. I'm going to squeeze, I'm going to pull, and it cleans the insulation off. Again, I want about a ½ inch of material exposed. And we'll do that on the corresponding side. I'm going to pull. Just a little tip with the stripper. It is actually better to use a slightly larger hole so it doesn't quite cut the insulation and pull it off, rather than cut the copper wire and lose that valuable conductive material. So that's really the key to the whole stripping thing. So I've got two wires like this. They've been stripped of the same amount of insulation, and my preferred method is to just basically make an X. I'm going to make sure these are well twisted and that they're as tight together as possible. And then I just go over one side and then over the other side, and I just keep going back and forth and twisting those wires together to make a fairly secure connection, but not permanent connection. If I were to pull on this, the strands would pull through and it would disconnect the wire. So again, I'm going to use my third hand, and I'm just going to go through a very similar process to the tinning. Again, every time clean the tip of your soldering iron, and I'm adding this little drop of solder, and I add this little drop of solder because really what it does is it closes the gap between the heated portion of the soldering iron and the wire. And again, I'm going to push this up, and you'll see that I drag the solder across the wires, and I'm not moving. Oops, I got stuck there. And I move the solder along the wire. I don't move the soldering iron. What we're really doing here is we're making these two pieces of wire the same temperature through the use of this soldering iron. And it heats it up so that they're exactly the same temperature, and the solder melts at a much lower temperature. So the solder flows toward the hotter part of the two wires, and it makes a beautiful permanent connection. And if I pull on this, it will not come apart. That is as though it is one piece of wire.